Hello everyone, welcome to the purple classes of the Rus Indica IS Academy, and again I welcome each and every one of you. So as you all know that we are all running the GS3 static portion syllabus. We are completing of GS Mains 3, okay, UPSC Mains Examination GS paper number 3 of General Studies. So under that series only we are right now doing agriculture series, and we are doing topic wise topic study of this subject. Okay, so we are taking a line by line topics and then we are studying this subject. So under this, today we will be discussing regarding the transport and marketing of agriculture produce and related constraints. Okay, so let's start with our session right away. So if you can see over here, we are into this part of the topic. Okay. If you can see here, we have already covered major crops and cropping pattern, different type of irrigation and irrigation system, and storage we have done. And today we will be doing transport and marketing of agriculture produce and issue and related constraint. Okay. So focus will be on total transportation and marketing. Okay, so that is what we are exactly doing. So first of all, we will be starting with the transportation part, and after that we will be doing the marketing part. Okay, so let's start with the transportation of agriculture produce. Okay, so what is that exactly a transport? We know that India is a very vast country. India is a very vast country, and there are remote areas, inaccessible areas, inaccessible areas are there, hilly areas are there, tribal areas are there, remote areas, everything are there. Okay, so we need to enhance and we need to provide proper accessibility of food to all these places till last mile, that we call it as last mile delivery. Okay, last mile delivery means even at the remotest part also everything is reaching. Okay, so we know that at some places of our country we have ample food grain, surplus food grain. Some places we have a deficient food grain. Okay, so like if we say this place is having surplus food grain and this place is having deficit food grain. Okay, so we need to transport from surplus area to the deficit area, and for that we need transportation. Okay, food grains and all these things. So what is the main purpose of this transportation is to evacuate the stock from the surplus region, right? That is the first target. Second one is to meet the requirement of national food security and targeted public distribution. You know, in our country we have ration shop. Okay, we have to provide 67% of the population with rationed food grain, rice, wheat, and coarse grain, right? So this is the second criteria which we need transportation for this whole process, and also to create a buffer stock in the deficit region. So buffer stock will be only created when we have a proper transportation to make the product reach to the warehouses where this can be stored, right? So these are the three important things for which we need transportation in agriculture. Okay. So food grain surplus is normally confined to the northern India, or we call it as during the Green Revolution part. Okay. During the Green Revolution, we see that the northwestern part of India, northwestern part of UP, then we have Punjab and Haryana, the surplus food grain started developing over there with the help of high yielding variety seeds. But from there, okay, like if we say if this is what our India is, okay, so this is our northeast portion, and then we are developing the whole thing. Sorry, just bear with my diagram. Okay, so if we say like if we make this diagram like this, okay, right? So we we get to know this. So if this is a northwestern part of India, so we need to transport this food grain like these parts. Okay, we have to transport these food grains to each and every part of India, right? So this is a long distance transport that is needed throughout the country, and we have to purchase the stock. We have to keep it at certain centers. So first of all, it has to be collected. Okay, the stock has to be first collected and has to be sent to the nearest depot, and then from there it has to be dispatched to the various other locations, right? As per the food and public like PDS system, Ministry of Consumer Affairs is being solely closely monitoring this movement of the food with FCI and railway, because FCI is a place where we store the food for National Food Security Act and the public distribution system. So mainly the focus is on railways. Okay, the focus is on railways, right? So the railway is the major transporter of the food grains throughout the country, because the railway lines and railway carry the heavy bulky goods, heavy bulky goods, right? So food grain is a heavy and bulkier good. So there are container trains are there, which the product is being loaded in that. Okay. So around 40 million ton of food grain are transported by FCI across country every year. That means 40 million ton is a very big number, which is being transported from various places to the FCI and by FCI to the other places. Normally, railway networks, road networks, and waterways. Okay, railway networks where proper railway lines are there, so they send it to the nearest depot. Nearest depot. Okay, depot like nearby the railway yards. In the railway yards, we have big warehouses are there. Okay, and then when they reaches to the nearest yard, then by from the road they are taken to the last mile places, right? And wherever there is a issue with like proper roads are not there, railway connectivity is not there, then waterways are used, like normally in Assam area and in some part of the Kerala. Okay, in some parts of Orissa, and wherever like in the northeast area, in the northeast area, waterways are the main way of transport over there. Okay, but if we go by the overall transportation criteria, 85% is undertaken by the railway of transport of the food grain. Okay, so this topic we will be special focusing on the food grain. Okay, we are not talking about any other product, but just because as the subject, as the syllabus suggests that here, if you can see, as the syllabus suggests that transportation and marketing of agriculture produce, so we will be only solely focusing on the transportation of agriculture produce. So you do not think that we are talking about a general transport. No, here we are just only talking about the how transportation happens in India for agriculture produce. Okay, then interstate movement by road is taken, like where proper rail connectivity is not there. And at some places like Lakshadweep, Andaman Nicobar, okay, Kerala and Agartala, or these are places where riverine movement, okay, with the help of the ships, with the help of boats, because there are a lot of national waterways are developed over there. Okay, so with the help of the national waterways, the agriculture produce is being transferred from one place to the other place. Okay, now we are moving towards the like what is the role of the transportation, like exactly when we say transportation, what is the importance, why we need to develop that? Okay, is there any need to develop further transportation, or the transportation which is right now we are having is of the sufficient amount? Okay, so we will see, because transportation is the major boon to the agriculture supplies chain. Without transportation, agriculture will collapse. Okay, without transportation, because it is the transportation only by rail, water, and roads that the sector is booming. It provides proper input distribution because farmer relies on input, like if you wanted to go and buy fertilizer, if you wanted to buy the seeds, if you wanted to buy the pesticide or machinery, you have to be dependent on the transportation. That is the first thing, right? Then crop distribution. Once you have harvested your crop and it is lying on your field, from field to the various processing center, from field to the various warehouses, from the field to the various storage facilities, you need to have a good transportation system. Transportation provide you with market access, whether it is local market, whether it is regional market, whether it is international market, wherever you want it to go, you need transportation in all the way possible. Then transportation provide with supply chain efficiency because it provides proper optimization of agriculture supply chain. It is not like that if you have a product and which is lying for 10 days, now you have such a good transportation, like anytime you wanted your product to reach at certain place, transportation is available for that. Okay, because of the transportation, because of the proper connectivity of the transportation, you will be able to minimize various losses. Even the cost also get reduced, and proper streamlining of the process happens, okay, with the proper transportation. Then cold chain logistic, like there are a lot of perishable products are there, like your fruits, vegetable, dairy products, meat is there, right? All things are there. In order to prevent the freshness and the quality, we need transportation. Right now transportation are equipped with refrigerator, they are equipped with refrigerator, right? So refrigerator transport are also being available so that they maintain a right temperature at a proper and by the time the product reaches to the market, they are remaining in a very intact and a very good condition, and then it helps the shelf life of that, it increases the shelf life. And because of this refrigerated transportation, we reduces the wastage and proper uptake of the supply. Transportation increases and helpful in the rural development because it is the road which connects any of the hinterlands with the main market. Okay, if you have a proper road, okay, you know, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is there. Okay, that is the focus of all all weather road. Okay, that is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, all weather road connectivity, which connects the market with the rural areas. Better road, better bridges, proper transportation network, it not only connects you with the market, it provides you various essential services also, like healthcare, education, and various other. Then export or opportunities. If you have a proper transportation using ships and container, then you have planes are there. Okay, they are equipped with various type of refrigeration facilities and everything. So you can transport your product to the international market. If you go, like we are selling rice, we are selling vegetables, and especially mangoes we are selling. Okay, and various other things are there which are being transported from India to the outside world. It is because of the transportation and the various good quality transportation, it is helpful in generation of the proper revenue for us. Okay, so that is why very reliable transport is very much needed, whether it is port area, whether it is airport area, whether it is seaport area, or whatever it is. Transportation integrate us with other sector, like if we have agriculture produce, so we will be connecting with food processing industries, agro processing industries. Okay, wherever we go, whether like if we wanted to collect the raw materials, if we wanted to collect the seeds. Okay, so there are various sectors are there through which transportation, so if with transportation integration happen. Okay, you know, government is right now making multimodal logistic park. What it is? Multimodal logistic park. The main purpose is that to improve the connectivity, right? So connect through a various means of transport. So multimodal logistic park helpful in connecting the various model, whether it is road, railway, okay, shipways, airways. Okay, so whatever the type of connectivity of transport is needed, the government is running in order to enhance all these various type of transportation in order to integrate them so that proper logistic facility can be developed. Then transportation also help in resilience and adaptation. Like we known that climate change is a recent phenomenon, not a recent phenomenon. It is a phenomena, and this is not a reality. Natural disasters are happening. Agriculture disruption is happening because of the drought, because of the flood. Okay, anything can happen. So transportation network is very very important in order to help in any of these things and in order to mitigate any type of things. Okay, so transport help in achieving adaptive strategies. They help in mitigating the impact, because since if any area of our country is prone to any kind of disaster or any kind of change or any disruption, we will be able to supply that area with the help of various kind of transport. So it ensures food security and sustainability. Now, what is the issue with our transportation network in India? So there are a lot of issues in our country, especially the first thing is poor infrastructure. Obviously, whether we are talking about the roads, whether it is railways, ports, so they are having huge issues because they are being, normally most of the things are being government controlled. So the infrastructure quality is not of that standard. Okay, but right now if we go by 5 to 7 years of study, we will see that the infrastructure is improving at a large scale. Okay, a lot of money is being invested. Even the budget is providing a lot of money to the road and highway sector, then railway sector. Okay, if you see that the maximum budget allocation is being given to the infrastructure. In the infrastructure, a special focus is given on to the transportation sector. Okay, so we need to make sure that right now we have inadequate maintenance, insufficient capacity, outdated technology, so these need to be tackled. Then last mile connectivity, there are a lot of places which are still lacking the connectivity. Okay, because they have a very poor quality road, and if any disaster happen, if flood comes, so they also get disconnected by the mainstream. Okay, so if you know, like whenever any flood comes, there are lakhs of villages are there in our country which get disconnected because the things are being designed in such a way that the water fills the whole road and nobody can go through that road. Okay, so that is why, because of the limited access of the transport, the things of these remote areas of the villages cannot be utilized properly. Then seasonal constraints are there, right? During peak agriculture season, like harvest time is there, sometimes the transportation network becomes overcrowded. Okay, so there are a lot of congestions, there are a lot of delays that happens because of this congestion and everything, and because of that farmer lose the necessary time, farmer lose the premium time. And if they are making the perishable crops, if the crops are perishable in nature, they get destroyed, they get destroyed in this whole process, right? Then we have a high transportation cost. Some places the transportation cost is very very high, and because why the transportation cost, because sometimes the fuel charges, because 80% of the oil imports we are taking from import is happening. So we are so the agriculture transportation, or whether any kind of transportation, is highly susceptible to the oil price rise. If the fuel price rises, automatically the price of transportation will rise. You have huge toll charges are there, logistic chains are not being connected properly. So because of this increase in the prices, this cost eat the farmer profit, and it itself make the agriculture economically non-viable. Then lack of cold storages chain are there. Okay, in the last lecture, if you go and if you see the storage part, you can see that the government is running a lot of work under to improve the storages, cold storages, and various places. So cold storage is especially for the perishable goods, and like meat is there, vegetables is there, and we have milk is there, fruits are there, right? So these are highly prone to bacterial attack and various type of pest attack. So proper refrigeration and cost of cold storages and fees of cold storage are very high, which again reduces the confidence of the farmer. Then there are a lot of regulatory barriers are also there, like bureaucratic procedure, a lot of procedure. You have to sign here, sign there, you have to take signature of that person, you have to put that paper here, that paper here, this paper here, regulatory permits and everything's are there. So complex regulation and bureaucratic procedure further delay the whole process. Okay, so there are a lot of multiple checkpoints are there. Everywhere you go there is a toll. Okay, there you have to pay the fees, market fees and all these things you have to pay. So there is a lot of regulatory hurdles are there, but government is working towards by improving the ease of doing business. Whether it is in agriculture or transportation, they are still working in the working phase and nascent stage. Then insufficient supply chain management is there. Okay, so even if the product has been reaching, but there if the proper routes are not designed. Okay, design of the routes is not proper, because if you are releasing something from, if like just 1 minute, like if you are releasing something from here, it has to go like this, then it has to distribute things like this. Okay, right, it has to so the distribution network has to work like this, correct. But because this whole process of supply chain management is not running properly, it lead to increase in transportation cost. It reduce it it increases unnecessary delays, because there is a lack of coordination in this whole processes, whether it is farmer, whether it is trader, whether it is transporter, government. So there is totally lack of coordination. Lack of coordination is there. Then if after that all the things are being set, there may be climatic vulnerabilities are there. Like right now we are seeing that it is raining during the month of February and March. This is the ripening period of wheat in the North India. Okay, it requires sunshine, but it is raining in February and March. So these are climate vulnerability. So the whole wheat crop get destroyed because of this. Okay, floods is there, cyclones are there, droughts are there, so frequently disruption keeps on happening in this whole. So because of that, it poses a huge risk and reliability of agriculture transportation network, right? So because of these extreme events, this extreme events causes issue with the transportation infrastructure, because if there is any event like flood is there, cyclone is there, drought is there, automatically if you are sending something with road, or if you are sending something with rail, if their area is prone to flood, then automatically your roads and rail network will not work. If you are sending something by air, which has a very limited capacity, okay, if cyclone is coming, automatically you cannot run your plane and everything. So you have to see each and every smaller to smaller aspect of any, right? Now, Indian government effort in solving transportation issue in agriculture. So these are some of the efforts that Indian government is doing in order to solve the transportation issue. First of all, Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana (PMGSY). It was a like very old scheme. The purpose is to provide all weather road. Like single road will be there, but it will be all weather road made from concrete. Sorry, not for concrete, maybe from dabber and whatever it is, but it should be all weather road. That means it should be connected throughout every time, and special focus of the rural habitation. Every rural habitation, wherever they are, it has to be connected with a all weather road, because so that essential supplies can be delivered to that places, and from there the things can come to the other places. So it provides all the things. So single Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is a very flagship scheme. It's a flagship scheme of the government which is running since long years, and it is connecting all the villages and rural habitation in habitation throughout our country. Okay, we have around more than around 6 lakh villages are there in our country. Okay, so these all will be connected by the all weather road. So around more than 6 lakh villages are there, and they all have to be connected by all weather road. Then National highway development project is going on, which is developing highway like golden quadrilateral, okay, and north south east west corridor projects are there, right? Golden quadrilateral is connecting the big four cities like your Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. Okay, so this is called as a golden quadrilateral. It's a flagship scheme that Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee has started it. Okay, then north, south, and east west corridor projects are there, and right now government has started DFC, dedicated freight corridor. Freight corridor. It is for the railways. It is for railways. Dedicated freight corridor is for railways, and they have their own separate lines for the uh, various type of vehicle which is specially carrying the goods and services throughout the country, right? Then Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana is there. It is focusing on modernizing the agriculture infrastructure, whether it is cold storage, food processing, and also helpful in, because these all will helpful in the transportation network. Okay, then after that we have electronic national agriculture market. Government is running an online trading platform which will integrate the agriculture market so that proper bidding can be take place, and ENAM improves the market access only because proper transportation is there. Okay, so government is running all these projects. So I just wanted to put this ENAM because transportation will be the main criteria if the farmer wanted to take the proper help of the ENAM portal. Then Krishi Udan scheme is there. It is of Ministry of Civil Aviation. Krishi Udan, like if you have various type of products, horticulture products or a very good quality products is there, which you can set, you can transport it to the outside like Middle East, Europe, USA, UK, and various other places. So there is a special Krishi Udan to boost agriculture export facilities are there, so you can just book your cargoes over there for faster delivery. Okay, so this is still to it has started working. Last time we sent some mangoes, to Dubai. Okay, then we sent something to Qatar. Okay, various type of products are going from one place to other with the help of aviations. Then Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, they are helping in development of the rural roads, market yards, cold storage facilities. So wherever there is government scheme, the government is also helping in boosting the transport. Then warehouse infrastructure fund, the the government is providing fund for warehousing development. Okay, because in the warehouse area again you need transportation. Okay, in the warehouse area you have to create better roads. Inside the warehouse you have to create better roads, so that will only work when you have a good transportation and marketing facility. Then Sagar Mala, very important. Sagar Mala, it is it is like all with the development of the coastal areas in boosting the coastal economy, in boosting the coastal economical areas. So Sagar Mala is especially focusing on transportation and transportation of goods through the coastline of our own country, like whether it is ports, whether it is inland waterways, hinterlands. Sagarmala help in increasing the efficiencies by providing proper transportation facility so that we can transport the product within India, and also we can export that product outside India. Okay. Now, what are the reforms that are needed in transportation of agriculture produce in India? So these are some of the reforms that are needed in transportation sector. So first of all, obviously we have to improve our road infrastructure. That is very much needed, and whatever is there, we have to repair them in a proper way. Okay, so that we can utilize in a full efficient way. Okay, efficient way, and so that, because if the road infrastructure which is already there, it reduces the time and it reduces the cost, and overall profitability of the farmer also increase. Proper storage and packaging facility has to be enhanced in the places, so it will help in improving and maintaining the quality during the transportation, because that is why we need to enhance the storage and packaging facility. Efficient logistic system. Okay, multimodal, which I discussed, multimodal logistic park are there. So that has to be enhanced in a proper way because it improve efficiency and you also reduce the transportation cost. Public private partnership has to be increased in the transportation sector because government cannot invest a lot of money in all the places because government have their own revenue constraints are there. So public private partnership right now, most of the highways are built on build operate and transfer model, then build own operate transfer bot model, BOOT, annuity, hybrid model is there, right? All these models are there which are helpful in roadways building, highways development, national highway development. Right now most of the highways are being built in our country is based on public private partnership. Bridges are being constructed, right? So we have to encourage public private partnership. A streamlined government regulation, wherever there is a need we need to streamline the whole government regulation process, because then only proper transportation activities can be done, like in import export areas, tariff reduction, transportation cost has to be optimum. Okay, it should not be too high, it should not be too less. Okay, government has to take care of that. Providing financial support to farmers and transporters. Okay, because transporters are having a lot of issues related to various type of toll areas, various type of fees are there, various type of regulations they have to follow there, so they need to be very very optimum. Okay, it should not be very high and stringent regulation for transportation sector, should not be there. They should be very optimum and reasonable, right? And also we have to develop alternative way wherever it is possible. Try all the type of transport what you can do, whether railway, waterway, airway, roadways, whatever it is. And we need to see like which is more efficient way at which place, whichever the place whatever is more efficient, we have to utilize that kind of transportation, and it helps in reducing the cost and also optimizing the proper way of function. So some of the action that are taken, so if you can see here, government have even started the Kisan Rail during the COVID-19 pandemic that was there. Okay, so first multi-modal train that has been there. So this the train will be chilled freed trains are there. So they will be fitted with the refrigerator. Okay, and they will be delivering the perishable goods like fruits and vegetable to various markets. So because during the time of COVID, the whole transportation system got totally collapsed, right? So government started with this Kisan Rail. Okay, that is the Kisan Rail. That is the first one. Okay, so this will make sure that agriculture product are transported across the entire nation. Then we have already discussed regarding the Krishi Udan. Okay, for transportation of agriculture commodity like fruits and high value goods in fruits, right? Then we have a transport and marketing assistance programs are there for marketing of agriculture and also to provide international portion of the freight. Okay, then Kishan Rath mobile application is there, which allow transportation of food grain and perishable during the lockdown. Okay, so there is a Kisan Rath mobile application where you can just go and download that application, and where you have to register your name and what type of product and all the things. So this is helpful in transportation of food grain throughout the country during the lockdown. So government is doing all the effort, but there has to be effort needed on the side of farmers, effort need to be side on the society and everybody. So this transportation network we have to utilize in a most efficient way, the way we can use. So this is all about transportation that we wanted to talk. Now we are moving into the agriculture marketing, the next topic. So this is the most widely discussed topic, and everywhere whenever we go, if we go with the agriculture reforms, and wherever we discuss regarding the market of agriculture, what is agriculture? Obviously, the first question comes regarding the agriculture marketing. So there are a lot of aspects related to the agriculture marketing, and we all will be discussing today in the class, and we will be understanding the in-depth problem what is there with the agriculture marketing. Okay, so let's start with our topic on agriculture marketing. So first of all, before we go ahead with anything, let's discuss the historical perspective of agriculture marketing, right? So around in 1950s, okay, in 1950s we were having around 236 regulated market in our country, and which in today is around 6600 separate. These are all separate markets are there. Okay, and 22,000 plus rural periodic market like hearts are there, mandis are there, they are being local mandis are there, but the thing is that they are all being created but they are lacking the basic amenities and infrastructure. Okay, so post independence, before attaining independence, like before we got the independence, the policy which was focused on keeping price for consumer and end industry low. That means focus was on to pricing, to keep the pricing low. Post independence, production require incentivizing, that we need to augment the production has to be increased manifold. Okay, we have to provide farmers with remunerative prices and fair prices. Low price realization, high cost of marketing. Okay, because marketing cost was very high and post harvest losses are very high. So there is a need that has been thought that we need some kind of market where we can control the prices, where proper marketing of the agriculture product can happen in a proper way, and also we will be able to reduce the losses as much as we can. Okay, so during the Royal Commission on Agriculture 1928 meeting, called for regulation of marketing practice and establishment of regulated market. That means the Royal Commission on Agriculture in 1928, before independence, they said that we need proper marketing practices for agriculture. At the same time, we need proper regulated market which is under government control, so that nobody should take benefit, unnecessary benefits. Nobody can do corruption in all this whole process. Okay, so state government. Why we are talking about the state here? The reason is that why state it has been written, because agriculture is a state subject. Central government cannot make rule, central government can provide model, but it is for the state government to make their own laws regarding the agriculture, because agriculture is a state subject in the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Okay, so during 60s and 70s, the state government enacted agriculture produce market regulation. Okay, so for each marketing area, agriculture produce market was constituted to frame the and enforce law in 2003. The main purpose why we wanted this agriculture marketing is so that regulated market can be set up for proper fair and transparent environment that we can provide to the farmers. Okay, so this is the history. Now we are dive into the deeper part. Okay, dive into the deeper part now. So first of all, agriculture marketing. What is the meaning of agriculture marketing? It is buying and selling of agriculture products. So anything, anybody, whether agency or anything, like anything which is related to agriculture buying and selling, whether what activity you are doing, whatever the policy you are making, or whether it is related to procurement, farm inputs, okay, movement of agriculture produce, or everything. Okay, everything, all type of activities is related to agriculture marketing. National Commission on Agriculture, which India has set up, has defined what is the meaning of agriculture market. That means it is a process which starts with a decision to produce to sellable commodity and involves all aspect of market structure, everything, whether institutional, functional, technical, economical, whatever it is, from the production till the selling part. That means from harvesting, post harvesting, assembling, grading, storing, anything, this is all coming under the agriculture marketing. Okay, so three part: assembling, preparation, and distribution. This is what a big uh, role that has to be played by the agriculture market, right? Now, marketing significance. What exactly is the significance of market? Increase in marketable supply. So if you have a proper marketing facility, okay, you will have a good surplus. Okay, proper surplus will be maintained so that buffer will be maintained for the future use, right? If the marketing is not proper, if the proper production is not there, people don't know what to do, they may be losing their crops because of the damages of the various other things. So we need, if marketing has to be done in such a way that whatever is produced in the country is being controlled by government in such a way that, whether it is government control, whether it is a personal control, but the marketing has to be done in such a way that the post harvest losses, pre harvest losses, all the things should be contained in a proper market demand for horticulture products. So, horticulture is a totally disintegrated market. So, this also help in properly making the demand for horticulture crops. Okay, horticulture crops can be also bring to the market and with proper sellable value. Okay, if you have a proper market, you will be able to discover proper and real price, proper and real price. Otherwise, if you don't have a market, we don't know who is selling the price at what cost and various other things. And in the market, you are able to discover the proper prices. Okay. Then, if proper marketing is there, then people will produce what market needs. What market need. Nobody will be producing unnecessary product. Okay. So it will lead to market led production. Marketing will help in urban, because most of the fields are there in the rural areas. So rural area only produce food for the urban population, right? So again, it will help in feeding the urban population. Making a small holding a viable option, because if you have a proper marketing facility, even a person who is having 1 or 2 hectare of land only, he or she will be also able to grow something and sell in a proper marketplace with a proper pricing. Nobody will be taking advantage of it. And market system is that is open and integrated, has to be developed. Okay, so this is the significance of the market. Now, Indian current agriculture market system, what type of markets are there in our country? There are four primary agriculture market. Four. We have a direct sale to money lender. You are producing something and you are directly selling to the money lender. Second, you have a village heart, like it's a very small market, very small market, local market we call it. Then we have a mandi system. Mandi system may you may find it in a district or in a town area. And then we have a cooperative society which is run by a group of farmers. Okay, so these are the four things, four primary agriculture marketing systems are there in our country. Now we will be understanding uh, the various systems that are there. So first of all is the village hut system. Village house system is a like limit to a single village, very small village, single village, where the producer will come, where the consumers will come, intermediaries will be there. Okay, like here you can see that a village normal system is there. The product is there, lying on the like on the floor, and you just go and just buy something from there. Okay, weekly market, 15 days market, or everyday market. Okay, so these are conducted weekly. Okay, and the agents of a wholesaler and various broker come to buy the product. Sometimes they buy in bulk, sometimes they buy in short term. Okay, so these are ill equipped. Okay, proper storage facility is not there, drainage proper is not there. So they are just lacking the basic amenities. They're lacking the basic amenities. Okay, and the production in these markets, the product made in the villages are sold. Okay, whatever the village is making, whether the village is good for vegetables, whether the village is good for any kind of coarse grain like that. Okay, so this is called as a local market. Local market, which is not being influenced by any other market, right? So maybe you have a small town, small village, or a collective of town. So there, the ruler producer will come and they will sell in that places and they will take the money and go out. Then we have a mandi system. Okay, normally they are found in the district headquarter. Okay, we have a proper mandi, proper roads are being there. Okay, even trucks comes over there to load the product, to load and unload the product over there. So these are the regular wholesale market. Okay, daily transaction keeps on. So here the focus is on the exchange of bulk commodity. Bulk commodity can be anything, vegetable, it can be other wheat, rice, or anything, coarse grain, or whatever it is. Okay, here the complex network of middlemen are there, market agents are there, weighmen are there, commission agents are there. Okay, at this places we are finding some of the very important facility of grading. Grading means what is the quality. quality of any product that you are bringing. Like, you have a wheat should have some dryness, wheat should have some moisture. Okay, so these grading has been done, like what is the quality of that wheat that you have brought to me. Okay, that grading, then proper packaging in the sacks and various other things, proper warehousing facilities provided, loading, unloading, transportation, telephone, banking service, all are being provided. And this area is being controlled by the APMC regulation, Agriculture Product Marketing Committee legislation. Okay, so this whole topic we will be discussing in the coming slide in a full detailed way. Okay, in a full detailed way, right? So these mandis are governed by the state government. Then we have a cooperative marketing. Cooperative marketing, like here farmers create their own corporate, like group of farmers create their own marketing group. And then, like if there are 10 to 20 big farmers are there, they have a huge, like 5,000 bags of wheat. They have a good amount of product they are having, so they take the help of collective bargaining power. Okay, so proper marketing facility is being organized. This may happen in the mandi area or outside the mandi area. So with this cooperative marking, the main thing that they wanted to achieve is a negotiating power. Like if you have a lot of farmers with you, then you have a good negotiation power. Okay, and they sell the food, they sell the crops, and they also provide various type of facility, like they provide loans also to the small scale farmer. So this is a cooperative marketing system in our country. Now, what is the agriculture marketing infrastructure in our country? Okay, it is from the remote areas to the highly urbanized area. Okay, that we are going to discuss now. So what is this rural primary market? Okay, so they are normally a seasonal market. They can be hearts, they can be shandies, they can be paints, they can be fair. Okay, that means seasonal. Okay, all of a sudden they said, okay, now we will have this fair at this place, right? A lot of agriculture fair keeps on happening throughout our country. Okay, so they are very essential part if we consider the rural remotest area. They are like a conventional trade institutions are. Okay, here you can go buy the consumer products, and also you can sell your consumer products, right? So this is happening at a like a very small scale or slightly bigger scale. Tiny rural merchants will be there over there, and they will be busy in selling and buying of the products. Okay, normally since this is the rural primary market, which is the remotest part of the marketing that is being done over there, the product can be of good quality, but normally their products are of that much not that much good quality. But they are said that if you go there and if you buy something over there, you may start bargaining over there on their products. Okay, so normally the trade value and the trade of commodity is very small over there. Okay, and they are mostly uncontrolled because the laws does not apply over here. So here whatever is there, so there is a farmer and a seller and a buyer is there. Okay, once a week, whatever it is working. Okay, so these are very very important for local areas, very very important for local areas like village area. Okay, this normally happen in a village area where a small, very small farmer, marginal farmer, even landless labor can come there and start buying and selling the products. Then we have a secondary market. Okay, so these are primarily market for the local needs. They meet the distant demand. Okay, normally we call this as the concept of mandis is there. Okay, here buyer and seller, they will come with certain amount of product. There will be trucks, they will go with the trucks to the mandi area. Okay, for the sale in the city. Like normally it work as a wholesale market. Okay, so they are these operations are typically carried out informally as well. Sometimes they are totally in a formal way, but sometimes they work in a totally informal way. Okay, that depends on the type of a mandi that you are in, right? Transportation is there, traders are there, then we have a field levy agents are there, a lot of agents will be there. Okay, here the marketplace, the infrastructure is often weak and some challenges are there. similar to the primary market. Then we are coming into the wholesale market. Okay, here we have large volume of food from various sources being collected. Based on there will be sometimes auction also happens over there. Okay, so these market are used by various government agencies, and these market are being also controlled by the government agencies. Okay, government come here in this wholesale market to buy product for their buffer, for their national food security act. Okay, government always go to the wholesale market to buy the product for buffer usage, okay, for the buffer keeping and national food security act. Okay, so they don't have any type of complex infrastructure, but proper regulation is there, so that it safeguard both producer and consumer, right? So agriculture product marketing committee act is there, which is helpful in running this wholesale market in any town or district area. Okay, so APMC acts comes over here as a handy. Now, terminal market. These are the market which are seen in the wealthy nation. Okay, wealthy nation. Okay, so like here, seller are often merchant rather than a farmer. Okay, because merchants are the people who take the products from the farmer. Farmer will not come to this terminal market, only the merchant will come. Okay, so this concept of terminal market was developed to connect farmer directly to these marketplaces via collection center. Okay, so what will happen here? Uh, Here we have farmers, and here we have a collection center. Farmer will be selling at this collection center. Okay, so there are 8 terminal market in our country for perishable. Nagpur, Nasik, Bhopal, Kolkata, Patna, Chandigarh, and Mumbai. So these are the collection center. So farmer have a variety of choice for disposing their product at terminal market. Farmer may come to the terminal market. Farmer may sell it to the merchant also, and the merchant can sell it to the terminal market. Okay. So the main purpose is that we wanted to reduce the losses of the farmer and to boost their income, because farmer will sell to the collection center, and collection center will be having proper warehousing facility, proper cold storage facility will be having in this terminal market. Okay, so this will help in farmer to minimize their losses, and this also help in farmer to boost their profitability. Okay, then we have a retail market are there. Okay, so these are the retail stores are there, which are there everywhere. Okay, small shops are there in the cities, in the malls, and everywhere. So they are very helpful in the distribution of food. Distribution chains are there. You can see that a lot of shops are there, you are opening in the malls. Even if wherever you are living, you will be finding the shops of the vegetable and various other thing. Okay, so they are catering to the demand of certain population. They are the final link in the marketing chain. Okay, that means after everywhere, after coming from warehouse to, from the farmer to the warehouse to the mandi to the terminal market, these are the main places from where the consumer buy, last consumer buy from here. Okay, so merchants used to deliver the food goods, everything over here through market places. Then we have a livestock markets are there. So India is the world largest producer of milk and sixth greatest producer of the egg. So this is again a very big industry. We know that livestock are being consumed everywhere and throughout the country, and it is also like it is booming exponentially. So we need multiple location, because these are the perishable goods. These are all the perishable goods which, if not provided with a proper storage facility, they get destroyed. Okay, so we have to make sure that we need to have a surplus of these products, and we need the nearest market for them. If we cannot provide the nearest market, at least we provide proper storage facilities to them, so that whatever the perishable goods are there, they should not get destroyed, and with a cooling facility we will be able to save them, and we will also increase the shelf life of these. Okay, So it is a very, very lucrative industry, and if it is working properly, we will be able to generate a huge amount of forex revenue, and it will help in generating the revenues in our own country. Now, the need for reform. So why we need the reforms? So we will be reading this slide along with the coming two slides. Okay, agriculture marketing challenges. So before we go to that, let's see what is the issue with the first one. We are talking about the agriculture marketing, right? So since 1950s, we have fragmented markets. Every state have their own market, and every state functioning and every market is functioning as per their own rules and regulations, separate entity. So because of that, proper intra and interstate trade is not happening properly, right? Then insufficient market, not enough market to deal, because some products are to be sold in the mandi, some products are to be sold in the open market. The farmer cannot sell here, the farmer can only sell at this place. So these are the insufficient market. Then market fees is also very, very high, and at some places wherever the farmer go, they have to keep on paying the fees at every entrance of the market. Then inadequate infrastructure is there, like proper supply chain, proper marketing, roads infrastructure is not provided, proper weighing machines and everything is not being provided over there. Post harvest losses, proper post cold storage facility, proper storage facility is not being provided. So because of this inadequate infrastructure, we are losing around 90,000 crore rupees in 2014 plus. Restriction in licensing. Entry as a licensed agent was restricted, discouraging competition and encouraging cartelization. That means the license is being controlled. That means those people who are only those who have a license to work only can work, and because of this, there is it discourages the competition, and because of that, certain category of people gains control over the licensing facility. And because of this cartelization, that means you create your own cartel. Cartel means a group of people who is controlling everything. Then high intermediate cost are there. Okay, high intermediate cost, uh, like like if your transportation costs are getting very high, if you are not providing proper weightage category to the farmer, then again the farmer has to wait for 1 or 2 days at the market. Okay, so these are intermediate cost, right? Because of which farmer has to again bear some losses. Then there is a lot of information asymmetry is there, because we don't know what is the prices, what market rate are going on. Even those people who are present in the market don't provide proper information to the farmer. Trader and commission agents always hide the information, normally hide the information from the farmer, because of they take advantage of the illiteracy of the farmer. Okay, then we have a inadequate credit facility. Credit is also not being provided in a proper way to the farmers, because they are still dominated by the informal credit society. Okay, normally the money lenders are there. Money lenders are being they are taking too much advantage of the poor and helpless farmers. So this is what the challenges that we are having, because perishability is very high of the product. Perishability, like if you have some fruits, if you have some vegetables, you have some milk, you have meat, all these things have a huge perishability indexes there, right? So hazard will arise obviously if this is a seasonal one, right? So these are the risk factor. Pricing, product pricing, we don't know what is the proper pricing based on perishability, demand and availability. Sometimes all of a sudden the prices goes high. You know, tomatoes and onion. Okay, all of a sudden the prices very go high, rupees 200 per kg. All of a sudden it goes down to 1 rupees per kg. Okay, so this price fluctuation happens very ups and downs. So this is one of the challenge for agriculture marketing. Then there's too much middleman participation, because of that disruptive handling will happen. Okay, so if there is too much people involved in certain kind, so automatically there is a distributive handling will happen. they take advantage of the low literacy rate. The farmer will have a very low literacy rate. The farmer don't know what is the issue and how we can solve the problem, what where I have to sell into the market, what is the prices going on, what are the rates going on. So middlemen try to take advantage of the low literacy of the farmer. Even the government support is still at a very nascent and very infancy, because if the government support was proper, then money lenders should not have risen. Right now, also the small farmer are the for their credit need. For their credit need, still they are dependent on the local money lender, right? So then technological sophistication is still there. The technologically the things are so sophisticated that even if somebody try to understand something, they have not reached to the rural area. The technology is still at the metropolitan and a town area, but it has not reached to the last mile connectivity, last mile delivery. And even if it has been reached, there is a very low literacy of the digital need, is there, right? So if you really wanted to provide proper, fair and equitable treatment to everybody, we have to deal with all the situation. Then villages are having very a lack of adequate storage facility. Because of that, the farmer has to do distress sale. That means even the prices are low for his crop, he will sell it, because he knows that if he is not able to selling the crop, he will not even get that much money also for the crop, right? So there is no proper storage, no proper waste management, and they are hurriedly throwing away their produce. If they would have been the rural godowns and warehouses, they would have been able to bargain it properly. That is why government is providing central warehousing corporation facility, state warehousing, where the farmer can store their crops, and they will take out their crops when the market is favorable. And the market is favorable to them, right? Then lack of grading and standards. Proper grading facility is not being provided. That means, what is the standard of the quality of the grain, what is the quality, what is the moisture content, okay, what is the quality, moisture content, dryness, and everything. So proper grading facility and standards are not being provided in the various mandis. Transportation options for farmers is very limited. If the farmer is medium scale or small scale, he has to send his product to mandis with the help of bullock carts and a very small vehicle in which he cannot store much of his product, right? And sometimes perishable product, whenever he is sending some perishable product, most of the perishable product, 50 to 60% get destroyed during the transportation itself. Then the farmers are not having proper knowledge of the proper knowledge of the market, because they don't know like how the market works, what is the mandi rate, what is the government MSP, what government is supporting us, how much government is supporting us, what type of facility we should need. So there is a lack of market knowledge among the farmer. Okay, so farmer are farmer accept what the traders say. Farmer said that okay, you will get the, so trader said that you will get this much price. Farmer say okay, whatever traders say, whatever the trader offered, the farmer accepted, because farmer is not having proper knowledge, so farmer don't have a bargaining power. Okay, and we don't have proper trading language, because sometime at some places they are following some different standards, at some places they are following other in that, like in UP they are following different standard, in West Bengal they are following different standards, in Kerala they are following other standards. So there is no common trade language. There should be some standard format in which trade has to be done, and that has to be that a common language, common trade language has to be made in such a way that it should be understood by the farmer also. Okay, that means in a layman terms, right? So like that it has to be. These are some of the challenges that are there in agriculture. So why agriculture marketing need reforms, why we need reforms? Because if we wanted to increase the growth, if we wanted to increase the employment, if we wanted to increase economic prosperity, there is a need to enhance the agriculture marketing. You know that we are getting 14 to 16% of the GDP from agriculture, and 45% of our working age population is working in the agriculture and rural areas. Okay, So if we wanted to increase the growth of this area in the GDP, if we wanted to increase the employment, quality employment, okay, quality employment, and also economic prosperity, we need to organize the agriculture marketing. For that, we need large investment in infrastructure closer to the farmer field. Whatever you are making, make it near the farmer field. Okay, we are not saying that just to make on the farmer field, but it should be very nearer to that. That means the farmer should be able to get all the facility of the government nearby his field. That means he doesn't have to lose his crop while transportation. Good amount of private sector participation is needed, then only the capital will be coming for the development of this sector. Proper enabling laws has to be put, whether it is related to agriculture produce, selling of the produce, buying of the produce, and whatever it is. Okay, between farm production, retail chain, consumer chain, food processing, proper enabling laws should be there. Model legislation has to come, like model. Why we are saying model legislation? Anybody can tell me? We are saying model legislation because central government can only make model. Central government cannot implement its rule throughout the country. It is only because agriculture is the state subject, is a state subject, and the rules and laws has to be made by the state government. Okay, and the model law should uh, uh, encourage public private partnership in whatever the way possible, like making yards, cold storages, silos, storage facility, buying from the farmer and selling to the consumers. Okay, so government have come up with certain reform, out of which one is the ENAM, Electronic National Agriculture Marketplace. Okay, so these are there in the APMC Mandi, Agriculture Product Marketing Committee. Mandis are there where ENAM facility, electronic buying and selling of the products happen. Okay, so this is under a Small Farmer Agri-Business Consortium, SFAC. It is under SFAC, Department of Agriculture. So this is like a one-stop solution for all agriculture produce marketing committee related info. That means if you want any information regarding buying, selling, price, okay, regarding buying, regarding selling, regarding pricing, you can go to the ENAM portal. So total 1260 market are connected across 22 states and 3 union territories, where they will be getting all the related information either related to food grain, vegetable, or fruits, and other services which trader and exporter are needed. Okay, so the commodity arrival time, commodity price, buy, sell, trade offers, all these things will be discussed in this ENAM portal. Okay, then we have a Model APMC Act. Earlier, the Model APMC Act, it came in 2003, but it was replaced by Model APMC Act of 2017. Okay, that is called as Agriculture Product and Livestock Market Committee Regulation. So right now, APLM will be running in our country. So this act allows geographically unrestricted trade in agriculture produce. Now you can trade anywhere in the country, whether it is related to food grain, cotton, horticulture, fishery product, or anything. Okay, so we will be discussing in detail this whole topic. Okay, so let's come to that topic of agriculture produce and marketing committee. I have kept this slide over here just to make you aware that what government has done in the marketing areas. Okay, so that is why I put a slide. Now I will be providing you the detailed explanation over here. So APMC stands for Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee, APMCs. This rule and this laws came into being just to regulate the agriculture marketing and agriculture produce in our country. So again, I wanted to stress you that agriculture is a state subject. So there are a lot of laws that are there in our country in all the states where they exist. Okay, where the first sale of the notified commodity happens. So you have to sell anything in the state mandi. Okay, and there are a lot of central government organizations that are also involved in agriculture marketing, like Commission for Agriculture Cost and Price. You know, Commission for Agriculture Cost and Price selects the MSP of our country, minimum support price of our country, right? Food Corporation of India, Food Corporation of India helpful in the National Food Security Act, and public distribution, that is PDS system, and also buffer stock, buffer stock, right? Then Cotton Corporation of India, which is helpful in research and development and marketing of copper. Jute Corporation of India is there, right? Silk Corporation, Silk Board is there. Tea, coffee, tobacco, spices, all corporations are there, which government is running to provide support to the state. Here, central government is providing support to states. Central government is providing support to states. Okay, here. So, what is the first of all, before we move on to and dive into the APMC, what is the meaning of regulation of a market? So, there is sometimes a open market. Open market means the buyer and seller are only deciding what has to be done, what is the price, and whatever is the thing is being decided by the buyer and the seller, right? There is no safety in that whole transaction, right? So in order to improve the safety for the farmers, the government came with the regulated market law, that is called APMC, to prevent the exploitation of the farmer, so that they should not simply listen to the traders and merchants over, to make the marketing system more and more efficient, so that farmer get remunerative price for their products. That is why regulation is needed. Then removing unhealthy and unscrupulous practices, that means there are a lot of practices which are very unhealthy and corrupt practices are there regarding marketing cost and facilities between the seller and the buyer, right? Normally the mandi people, and they make their own cartel, okay, and then they decide like at what prices we are going to buy, okay. So government has came up with a regulation where this cartel system could not be created. Then they also provide incentive prices to the farmer for increasing the production both in terms of quantity and quality. That means you are increasing the production, and if you are improving the quality, you will get incentives also for that. Okay, and proper marketing of the agriculture produce will happen. So to achieve this objective of regulated marketing, government came up with APMC Act, Model APMC Act in 2003, and then it has been revamped to Model State Agriculture Produce and Livestock Marketing Promotion and Facility 2017. That is still going on. Okay, so Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee. What is this? So again, we have provided you with a general view over here, and in detail view we will be discussing in the coming slide. So these are the statutory market committee. That means they are constituted by the law and by the act that has been passed by their legislature, right? So there is certain commodities notified commodity. Notified means okay, right, rice, wheat, some vegetables, and sugar and various other things are there. Horticulture, livestock products are there. For that, the trade can only happen under these mandis first. So what is the role of APMC? To ensure transparency in paying pricing, extension of the market services, proper payment of agriculture produce same day, agriculture processing, proper data, publicizing the data of the rates. Okay, proper information has to be given to the farmer, proper data information has to be given to the farmer, and also to improve the public private partnership. This is the role of agriculture produce marketing committee. But there are some challenges regarding the marketing in our country. Okay, what are the challenges that we face while marketing in our country? Is fragmentation of the supply chain, because there are a lot of markets are there, a lot of intermediaries there, a lot of traders are there, a lot of middlemen are there. Because of that, the whole system becomes inefficient, and because of that, cost price increases. Then second one is lack of infrastructure. There is lot lack of storage facility, lack of transportation facility. People are not having proper access to the market information, market intelligence. Okay, because of that, lot of product what they are bringing to the mandis, because of that, post harvest losses happen, and yes, the farmer income get reduced. There are sudden price rise, sudden price drop happens. There can be a seasonal fluctuation. There can be manipulation by the traders. Sometimes they hold it. Hoarding. Hoarding is done by the traders in order to create artificial artificial shortage of the goods. So these are the some of the, because of that huge price fluctuation keeps on happening, and sometimes government has to intervene in that. Okay, then middleman exploitation, lot of middlemen, whether trader is there, merchant is there, money lender is there, all these people are there. They everybody wanted their own share without actually being part of this whole production system. They wanted their own share. So there is a farmer, there is a consumer. Okay, between that there are a lot of middlemen are there. So if the farmer is able to sell his product to the consumer, the prices also will be less for the for the consumer, and farmer will be also getting the better prices. But because of these unnecessary middlemen that are there in between, at every stage, at every stage, there is a certain increase in the price, and by the time it reaches to the consumer, the price became very high. Okay, so because of that, it also reduces farmer share in the final selling price. Then regulatory issues are there. See, APMC Act wanted to help the farmers, but sometimes this act only creates monopolies. And because of this, farmer cannot access alternative marketing channel, because as per this APMC, the farmer has to bring his crop to the APMC market, mandis. So because of that, there is a monopolistic tendency that is getting created in the APMC, and because of that, farmer is not having access to the alternate agriculture market. So these are some of the challenges in the agriculture marketing. So what is the Indian government effort to solve this whole issue? So government has come up with the APMC reform. Obviously, reforming the APMC is one thing, because the old APMC law is not exactly hitting the problem. Okay, so government has come up with three farm laws. Okay, farmer produce trade and commerce, then farmer empower and production bill, then price assurance and farmer service act of 2020. Okay, but right now these were the ordinance, and now they have been already repealed because of lot of farmer protest that has happened 2 years 3 years back. Okay, but right now government needs certain kind of reforms that are there, which is helpful for both farmers and agri businesses. Then government which came up with ENAM facility, electronic national agriculture market, launched in 2016, especially to sell your product electronic way, so that provide proper fair discovery of the prices, fair transaction, fair competition, and better price discovery. So there will be no middleman that will be attached to. Infrastructure development, government is doing Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. All these govern Pradhan Mantri Matsya Matsya Sampada Yojana. Government is running for infrastructure development of the project. Then farmer produce organization. Okay, so these are the collective entities formed by farmer to improve the bargaining power. So there are around 10,000 farmer produce organizations are there. We have to promote these farmer produce organization, and they should be acting like a cartel. Farmer itself acts like a cartel. So government needs to provide support so that the capacity of farmer produce organization should increase, so that they could have a very good bargaining power. Government should focus on the contract farming, that is contract between the farmer and agri business firm, like lays is a chips. It requires potato. It requires potato. So the Lays chips who is making the who is using potato, they have done contract farming with the farmers of Gujarat. They will be growing certain category of potato, and that potato will be all potato will be sold to the PepsiCo and Lay's factory. So this is a kind of a contract farming, right? So government wanted to increase the contract farming so that there should be direct link between the farmers and the agri business consortium, the way in Gujarat it is going on. And we have to provide them with the technologies and everything. So there is a model contract farming act is also being passed, and providing the legal framework for this whole process. Then we have a price support mechanism. Government is providing MSP on the crops. FCI is purchasing a bulk of the product, around 40 million ton. 40 million ton of food grain every year. The FCI is procuring for their PDS need and National Food Security Act and buffer stocking. Then market intelligence has to be improved in a proper way, so that proper price discovery, nobody should get cheated on the price. So that is why government has come with agriculture market infrastructure fund and agri egg market portal, where every data will be uploaded over there. Based on the market prices, based on the demand and supply, the proper portal will provide the portal provide the farmer with proper information, so that farmer can take informed decision. Then also government should focus on export promotion. As you all know, there is the transportation part we have discussed regarding that. So we have APEDA agencies are there, which are NAFEED agency, NAFEED, APEDA are there, which are boosting the export infrastructure, which are boosting the export logistic facility, and financial assistance are being provided for export promotions. Right? Now we are discussing about the Model APMC Act in detail. Now, what is this Model APMC Act? So, Model APMC Act came in 2003, which provide freedom to farmer to sell their produce. It has given the freedom to the farmer to sell their produce. Now, farmer can sell their produce directly to the contract sponsor or in the market set up by the private individual or consumer or producers. Okay, so farmer got the right to sell their produce wherever they want. Okay, so the main purpose of creating this Model APMC Act is that because we wanted to enhance the competitiveness in the market and proper price discovery should happen. Okay, so and they have started that we should allow the common registration for marketing intermediaries, right? So some of the salient features of the Model APMC Act were, so the main preamble is that efficient marketing system, that means proper supply chain, efficient marketing of the agriculture should happen, so that everybody should have a win-win situation, whether trader, whether marketing, whether farmer, whether agents, whether trader, whether money lender, whatever it is. We wanted to remove the unnecessary part in this marketing concept. We wanted to make the farmer aware of its rights. We wanted to make the farmer to utilize his full potential, so that the farmer should gain the maximum out of it. Okay, so what happens, the growers, the local authorities, they are allowed to apply to establish new market areas in any areas. Okay, even that market area, in single market area you can create more than one market, can be created by private person, farmer or consumers. Okay, so there will be no compulsion on the growers to sell their product through existing market only through APMC. No, there will be no compulsion for the grower or a farmer that you have to sell it at this mandi only. Okay, no, it is not like that. Now there is a separate provision that has been made for a special market. That means if you wanted to sell some special commodity, so then you can create a special market also over there for some different kind of commodities, right? So in the Model APMC Act, there was a new chapter of contract farming. Special focus has been given on the contract farming, where compulsory registration of all contract has to be done. Okay, that means who is sponsoring, who are the part of this contract, and if the contract if sometimes the contract fail, then what is the resolution process, how the dispute will be solved, what is the agreement, what are the exemption, everything, the stuff. There is a single chapter of under this Model APMC Act is on the contract farming. Okay, then there is a direct sale of farmer produce to the contract farming sponsor without going through a routine notified market. No, you don't have to go to the notified market. You can just directly that farmer will come and the sponsor will come, and you can directly sell your product to the sponsor. Okay, based on the type of contract you are having. Okay, and then there is only a single point levy of market fees. Like if you are selling any notified agriculture commodity, so there will be only single fee, market fee. It is not like that wherever you go you have to pay every time a fee. No, single fee you pay, and then you are entering the market, and then no other fees is required for you. Okay, and then the licensing has to be done in a time bound manner. Proper registration process are being given, and the licensing that you are given for marketing functionary, whether trader, merchant, or whosoever are they, proper licensing in a time bound manner has to be given. Provision made for establishment of consumer farmer market, proper consumer and farmer market, so that intermediaries can be reduced. There is a new provision of resolving the disputes. Like if any dispute arises, who are going to be the stakeholder and who are going to solve these dispute will be also done over here along with this act. Then state government conferred power to exempt any agriculture produce brought for sale in the market from payment of the market fees. That means if state government thinks that commodity X is there, it has come to the market, so state government can say that for this commodity X there is no market fees exemption. Okay, so state government has the power to exempt any commodity from paying any market fees. That is dependent on the state government. Okay, so market committees are also permitted to use its fund to create various marketing infrastructure, like grading infrastructure, like standardization, quality certification. All these things market committee can utilize this fund, and they can use the fund for creation of these infrastructure. Public private partnership for post harvest handling of the agricultural produce and development of the modern market. So public private partnership was also given boost over here for post harvest handling of the goods, right? Then the state agriculture marketing board has been specifically responsible for, so there is a specific responsibility that has been given to the state agriculture marketing board. That means they can set the separate market extension or any kind of market led extension. That means if you think that we should also make market at certain place, you can also make that market at that place. Okay, state agriculture marketing board, that is a very important thing in the model APMC act. They can promote grading, standardization, quality, all these things. They can utilize the fund for creation of these activities. Okay, so they can utilize the fund for promotion, and they can also take the help of the public private partnership in market survey, research, grading, standard. So here you can take the help of public private partnership, like quality testing facilities. Then use of media, cyber, and long distance infrastructure can also be utilized under the model APMC act. So state agriculture marketing board has been given these special responsibilities. But there are some issues with the APMC. APMC Act has solved certain degree of problem, but still certain degree of problems are still persisting in the Model Act. So, what are the issues with the APMC Act? Obviously, for the first issue that APMC Act is having, APMC Act has been released in order to reduce the monopoly in the market, but because of so much bureaucratization and everything, the APMC Act has increased the monopoly in the market, and also it has increased the middlemen in the market. So it has been criticized for the same work. Okay, so because of this, there are a lot of cartels are being formed. There are a lot of cartels are being formed over there, which are controlling the market in the inside the APMC, and they are not allowing the proper democratization of the APMC market. Okay, lot of intermediaries, lot of commission agents, a lot of merchants are there who are taking very high commission inside this market. Because of that, the farmer income gets reduced. There's a very lack of price freedom is there, because farmers are being mandated that farmer must sell their produce through APMC market. But because of this, it restricts their ability to explore other avenues. That means if I wanted to sell my product at some other places, but I cannot do that, because first of all I have to go to APMC market, and from there only I can sell my product. Okay, but if I'm getting some better price somewhere else, so I cannot do that. right? So that is the another issue of the APMC market. Then limited private investment, since it is a whole a government control entity is there. So because of that APMC Act, because of the law, APMC law, it deters the private players to invest in the agriculture market, because even if they invest there, but the control will be of the government only. Okay, so it like demoralizes the private people to invest in these places, because private people wanted to enhance the technologies, they wanted to provide the farmers and consumer with better facilities, but because of the law and stringentness of the law they are not able to do that. Then inefficient marketing is there, because APMC suffer from various type of issues like handling, storage of agriculture produce. So this lead to the wastage, because some places of the APMC, the product is lying in the open area. They're lying in an open area. They are not even in the storage way area. So because of there, if the wind is there, if the rain is there, the product get destroyed. The product get wasteful. Okay, quality also get deteriorated, and because of that, even the farmer has got a good quality rice, but because of the way it has been stored, the quality of rice and quality of wheat goes down, and because of that farmer produce goes down, and farmer will not able to get proper money out of it. Then bureaucratic control, because wherever you have laws and acts, so there is a whole mechanism of bureaucracy will be there. Okay, government control, government licensing, government delays, bureaucratic hurdles, or we call it as red tapeism. Red tapeism, right? Farmer empowerment, there is a very less empowerment, because it was thought that this APMC will empower the farmer, but the platform is not at all farmers friendly. The area is not at all farmer friendly, and sometimes you might be seeing lot of protest also happen at these places in order to get their rights, like what is the fair price that is going on, how much is the price, what is the market price. So here the middlemen, traders, traders and middlemen, these do not tell the proper information to the farmers. Then there's a lot of regional disparities are there. So APMC act, since it is a state government act, so there are a lot of disparities that are there. And for Kerala they will have a different rules of working. For Karnataka they might have different rule. For West Bengal they might have different rule. For UP they might have different rule. So it creates a uneven playing field for farmer and traders. Then there is a resistance to reform, because since the act is going and it is supporting all the uh, corrupt people over there, all the people who are being benefited by this APMC of corruption, of mishandling the things and bureaucratic hurdles, so they are not allowing any type of reform in that. Okay, so there is a need to reform in the APMC, but these middlemen and various other some farmer groups are also there who do not wanted to get this converted. Okay, so because of that there is a huge disruption that has happens in all the way possible. So these are the issues with the APMC. Now in order to solve these issues, the government has come with the new APMC law, that is called Model Agriculture Produce and Livestock Marketing Promotion Facilitation Act of 2017. Okay, so new draft model that has been coming to replace the APMC Act of 2003. Okay, so the main focus area, the objective of this is that to create a single market in whole country, single license in the whole country. That means if you have a license in UP, you can utilize the same license in the West Bengal or wherever it is. Okay, you don't need a separate license to go for everywhere. So it is just like the way GST market is working as a single tax rate for the whole country. Similarly, this model act wanted to create a single agriculture market for the whole country and single license market for the whole country. The main focus is to have a better price realization and also to double the farmer income by 2022. Okay, that was there, but only a certain degree of this we have achieved. But since this is a target that we wanted to achieve, and maybe government will be achieving in the near future, right? So the focus is to replace the APMC Act of 2003. Okay, and to develop a unified market in a proper way. Now, what are the salient feature of this APMC Act of 2017. So they wanted to abolish the fragmentation of the market. So wherever the markets are there, which are get fragmented, one market here, other market there, at some other places, the single places, various markets are there. So they wanted to abolish the fragmentation and they wanted to make it all collective together. Full democratization means everybody, every stakeholder every stakeholder should have all the information. Every stakeholder should have all the information. Proper disintermediation, proper integration of farmer with processes, for proper integration of the farmer with the exporters, for proper integration of the farmer with the retailers and consumer has to be done. Okay, here the focus is the farmer, whether he is getting all the things or not. Clear demarcation of the power, that means who is going to do what is the role of director agriculture marketing, what is the role of their mandis, what is the head of the mandi will do, what the marketer will do, what the trader will do, what the merchant will do. Clear demarcation of the power should be there. Then what is the scope of improvement? So there are certain scope of improvement in this act, is that this act has to be taken in a speedy way, because central government can only give model. So if you can see here, central government is writing every time model, they are not creating actor, because this model has to be picked by the states. If the state wanted to pick, so central government is providing them with certain kind of outline ki what you can do, but central government cannot force this act on anybody. Okay, so central government can provide model, and based on this model state government can pass their own laws in their state legislatures, right? So they said that we have to speedy take up this new law in their own states. Proper use of online platform like enam has to be done, so that proper better price realization should happen. Infrastructure creation should be on the larger scale. Proper grouping and proper infrastructure of the mandi, whether cold storages, transportation network, whatever it is, has to be created. A special focus has to be done on creation of electronic negotiable warehouse receipt. You know, yesterday I have talked in the last lecture of storage regarding the negotiable warehouse receipts. Okay, you go to a warehouse and you put your 100 kg of potato over there. Okay, the warehouse person will provide you with a slip which is going to be writing over there how much potato is here, how much price of that potato. So this warehouse negotiable receipt, okay, negotiable warehouse receipt, you can use it as a collateral to get the loan from the bank. Okay, so this market, this national negotiable warehouse receipt concept has to be also developed by the uh, uh, under this act. So this model APMC law was enacted in 2017, aimed to liberalize the agriculture market, to create a single agriculture market, and to create a single license for every trader, whether it is rate as well as livestock. And the wholesale market should not be more than 80 km away. So this is what the model APMC act they have released, so that more producer, consumer, trader and everybody should have a win-win situation over there. And the major area is to discover the real price of any commodity without any kind of fluctuation, without kind of any. Okay, so with that, government have even started certain measure to improve agriculture marketing. So first of all, government came with the laws, but these laws were repealed. Okay, these laws were repealed by the government because of the extensive farmers protest. So I have written that because you just know that this government has said these laws were there, so you should not uh, right now if you go, you can read the text of that law. Since it is repealed, so I have not included that in our explanation. Then we have a new law that has come, that is agriculture product livestock marketing, that we have recently discussed. Model APMC Act was there. So this is like your summary document. This is like your summary document that I am giving, like if you wanted to fastly go on, like if something related to agriculture marketing, that question came like an agriculture marketing, what points I can put during that examination. So you can write all these things: Essential Commodity Market Act, Agriculture Produce and Livestock Marketing 2017, APMC Act. Then Egg Market Net is there. It is government to consumer e-governance portal for farmer, industry, policymaker. Okay, so they provide market related information over there. Then Grameen Agriculture Market is there for upgradation of 22,000 rural hearts. Right, we have discussed about the rural hearts. Right, then government also is creating a important policy for farmer produce organization. These are the farmer groupings, right? Around to create 10,000 farmer produce organization, so that they can have a very good bargaining facility for their own product. So Niti Aayog also have given certain recommendation, like e-trading facility, unified trading license, which is already there in the act is there, right? And also to include the private sector in this whole process, right? Then states are being asked to relax the transit rules, so that a proper transit can happen of the agriculture products, right? And also to liberalize land lease market. Okay, Niti Aayog already brought up a model for land leasing, like who can lease the land, how much, what is the time frame for leasing the land, what is going to be the costing of the land. Then they said that take out fruits and vegetable out of APMC Act. Okay, take out fruits and vegetable outside APMC Act so that they can be sold in a free way. Okay, and then they wanted to de-link the provision of compulsory requirement of space and registration of the trader. Anybody can become a trader only by just adhering to certain rules and regulation. This is what the Niti Aayog recommendations were. Okay, now this is what like certain points are there. What exactly can be done? We have to integrate the domestic market with international market. So this is what like a point wise format, point wise format for your descriptive answer, for your descriptive answer. So you remember these 10 points, and whenever any question related to agriculture comes, these points come very handy, like integration of domestic market with international market. That's first point. Strengthening cooperative society, regulated market, then reframing of the price stabilization policy, then efficient commodity future market, direct marketing, transport, storage, processing, credit facility, agriculture marketing. So these points come very handy during examination. Okay, if you remember these slides and videos properly, you don't have to need and go to read any other material. You don't need. But I always say you just have to supplement it with current affairs. Okay, you just have to supplement it with current affairs, right? So this is what a timeline of the various reforms. Like in 2001, expert committee on Ministry of Agriculture was formed, and then 2002, report of Interministerial Task Force of Agriculture Market Reform has been done. Then 2003, APMC model, APMC model, because state government has to make rule, central government can also provide the model. Then 2004 and 6, National Commission for Farmers has been formed. 2007, model APMC rules were published. Then 2013, reforms on Committee of State in charge of Agriculture and Market Promotion. Then 2015, Electronic National Agriculture Market was launched, ENAM was launched. 2016, Niti Aayog Task Force on Agriculture Development was formed. 2017, doubling income of the committee report, APML Act. Okay, recently reformed APMC Act has been formed. Then 2018, Model Contract Farming Act, operational guidelines for Grameen agriculture market was conducted. Then high-powered committees of chief minister were called in 2019. Then in 2020, three historic bill were introduced in the parliament to reform agriculture. So bill were ordinance. They were ordinance, but because of the mass protest by the farmer, these laws were repealed by the government. Okay, so this was the uh, timeline of the agriculture marketing in our country. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope all of you have enjoyed the session. I will be coming with a new topic in the next class. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care and have a good